We live in a world that is becoming more and more perfect. Everything is polished. Everything is corrected. Everything can be fixed. Music snaps perfectly to the grid. Timing is exact. Pitch is clean. Mistakes disappear with one click. And yet something feels missing. Because when everything is perfect, nothing feels fragile anymore. And without fragility, there is no life. For a long time, I've worked inside a computer. A screen, a mouse, infinite options. If something didn't feel right, I could always come back, fix it, adjust it, improve it. That comfort slowly changed the way I created. I wasn't listening anymore. I was correcting. I wasn't reacting. I was analyzing. And the more control I had, the further away I fell from the music itself. When I moved to hardware, everything changed. Suddenly nothing waited for me. The machines didn't pause. They didn't forgive. They didn't ask if I was ready. Sound existed only in the moment it was created. Once it passed, it was gone. And that was terrifying. But it was also honest. Making music on the hardware is intimate. You touch the sound directly. You feel resistance in the knobs. You feel movement in the faders. You hear tiny changes instantly. There is no distance between intention and result. Your hands move and sound answers. It feels less like programming and more like a communication. Most of the time, I don't start with a clear idea. Maybe a tempo, maybe a rough feeling, sometimes nothing at all. I turn the machines on with an empty head, and slowly they start talking back. I twist the knob, the machine responds. Sometimes it surprises me. Sometimes it resists. Sometimes it leads the way. Especially with something like Moog DFAM. You never really know what mood it is in today. And that uncertainty is beautiful. Because it reminds me that I'm not in full control. Mistakes happen constantly. human presence behind the sound. In a world where perfection is effortless, imperfection becomes identity. Something you cannot repeat. Something you cannot simulate. Today perfection is easy. You almost have to work hard to make something feel imperfect, to make it breathe, to make it move, to make it feel alive. People don't crave flawlessness anymore. They crave honesty. They crave texture. They crave something that feels real. Something that could fall apart, but somehow doesn't. When I record live, something changes inside me. Time behaves differently. Minutes stop feeling like a minutes. I stop thinking about what comes next and begin listening only to what is happening now. It feels very similar to meditation. Not the kind where you try to silence your thoughts, but the kind where your attention becomes complete. Every small movement matters. A slight turn of a knob, a gentle push of a fader, a decision made without words. There's no past, there's no future, only sound, and the moment it exists in. In everyday life, we're rarely present. Our minds are always somewhere else. Yesterday, tomorrow, elsewhere. But during a live recording, the mind becomes quiet. Because it has to. If you drift away even for a moment, the music reminds you. It pulls you back. Not harshly, but honestly. You cannot multitask with sound. You can only listen. Recording live also means letting go of control. You stop trying to dominate the music. You stop forcing ideas into place. Instead, you allow things to happen. Sometimes the track goes somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it collapses completely. And sometimes it becomes something far more meaningful than anything you had planned. Control disappears. Trust takes its place. As the music develops, it begins to grow. A rhythm becomes a movement. A movement becomes emotion. An emotion becomes direction. The track doesn't arrive fully formed. It reveals itself slowly. It becomes stronger, clearer, more confident, until it feels ready. Ready to exist beyond the room it was created in. time to overthink, no opportunity to doubt every decision. And often the first versions carry the strongest truth before logic enters, before polish takes over. Before emotion fades. Over time I realized something important. Music doesn't always want to be perfect. Sometimes it simply wants to be witnessed, to exist, to pass through you. And when you allow that, creation stops feeling like a work. It becomes presence. I don't make music this way to prove anything to anyone. I do it because it keeps me curious, because it keeps me excited, because every session feels like discovery, a conversation, a moment, a small miracle between a human